I like playing video games when I was little. I'm only child, so I used to play alone. When I was in elementary school, I made some friends. They came to my house to play games together. When I was 5, my parents wanted to have a baby boy. They were hopeful, but it was a girl again. I was excited to have a sister. My sister and I are best friends now. I have two brothers and two sisters. It is always crowded in my house. We used to fight all the time when we were little, but I like having many siblings now. It's fun to spend time together with them. I have an older sister. When I was a kid, I rode my sister hand-me-downs all the time. Since I grew up, I became taller than my sister. It felt good to wear new clothes. I have a big family with many cousins. On holidays, we all gather at my house. Last Christmas, we had dinner together. After dinner, we went bowling. It was fun. We had a wonderful time. My father passed away when I was young. Since then, I have been a breadwinner in my family. I had a part-time job after school, and I had two part-time jobs during the weekends. I felt exhausted every day. My brother is always in his room playing computer games. He eats and sleeps in his room, so I barely see him in my house. He is totally addicted to computer games. My brother is always in his room playing computer games. He eats and sleeps in his room, so I barely see him in the house. He is totally addicted to computer games. Playing games helps me release stress. When I am overwhelmed by life and have too many things to think about, I just play games for a few minutes. It helps me forget things, and I feel better after playing games. Yesterday, I bought a new computer game. It's called The Hunter. I started to play it and couldn't stop, and I ended up staying up all night playing games. I used to spend a lot of money on games. New games kept coming out, and I just had to buy all of them. However, I can't afford to buy all the games that I want to play anymore. I only play free online games now. When I play online games, it is very easy to spend money on in-game items. For example, I really wanted to have this nice sword and a suit for my game character, so I spent 30,000 won in just 1 minute. My friend and I are into this new game called Candy Crush. We played it at Starbucks today. It was really fun playing with my friend, and I even won a lunch on a bed. I felt great. I went on a new roller coaster in an amusement park. It was so scary. It was the most harrowing roller coaster I have ever gone on. I felt sick and exhausted after the ride. When I am down, I go to the amusement park. I go on every ride because it makes me feel better. It is so much fun. I normally buy a daily ticket because it is cheaper. It was very crowded in the amusement park. I waited in line for an hour to go on a single ride. The ride was 30 seconds long. It was so frustrating to wait in such a long line. I prefer watching parades to going on rides. The amusement park is close to my house. It takes 30 minutes by bus. Sometimes I go there only to watch the parades. They make me laugh. I love anything fast with drops and twists. I can't do anything that spins round and round because it's more boring, and sometimes it makes me feel sick, so I never go on merry-go-rounds. I love anything fast with drops and twists. I can't do anything that spins round and round because it's boring, and sometimes it makes me feel sick, so I never go on merry-go-rounds. I don't like haunted houses because I don't want people in masks touching me. However, my little brother loves to be scared. He tortures himself with horror movies all the time. I was on a healthy diet for 5 days. and I have been limiting myself, but then I binge ate yesterday. I ate a slice of cake, 3 scoops of sour cream, and 5 pieces of chocolate after dinner. I want to lose weight. However, I did want to exercise. I decided not to eat. I lost weight by skipping meals. I didn't eat anything. I felt stressed because I was too hungry. I didn't eat for a week. I lost weight, but a week later, when I started to eat again, I gained even more weight. It's called the yo-yo effect. I decided to go to the gym to exercise. I lost weight and never gained it back. I lost 5 kilograms through a week. I lost 5 kilograms eating onions. I ate onion before dinner and I only had small portions of food. Sometimes I just skip dinner. It was hard to eat onions, but it worked. I also exercise 3 times a week. My friend lost 10 kilograms in a month. She says she eats small portions of food. She also exercises regularly. I tried to go on the gym after work. It was hard. I just went to the park to take a walk. I read 2 to 3 books a month. It takes time to read a book. I like reading because I can forget things. I also think I become more imaginative from reading books. I like reading books. It calms me down. When I read, I underline the important passages. It is helpful to read. I sometimes write down some notes on the book when I think it is important. When I finish a book, I always write a book report on it. It has to organize my thoughts. Last weekend, I read an interesting novel. After that, I spent 2 hours writing a book report on it. I like to keep my books clean. I like to keep my books clean. I try to take good care of the books when I read. I never write down all food for when I read. I read 2 to 3 books a month. It takes time to read the books. I like reading because I can forget things. I also think I become more imaginative from reading books. I like reading books. It calms me down. When I read, I underline the important passages. It is helpful to read. I sometimes write down some notes on the book when I think it is important. When I finish a book, I always write a book report on it. It helps to organize my thoughts. Last weekend, I read an interesting novel. After that, I spent 2 hours writing a book report on it. I like to keep my books clean. I try to take good care of the books when I read. I never write on or fold the pages, so I don't like lending my books to friends. It bothers me when my friends return the book with folded pages. I used to read a lot. Recently, I have been reading less than before. I try to read more because when I read a book, great ideas come to me. I prefer reading to watching TV when I need to think. I read books to get some information. However, sometimes it is hard to understand. I read books to get some information. However, sometimes it is hard to understand some books. When I read difficult books, I need to reread the same sentences over and over to completely understand the paragraph.